What's up, Straight Up Sister Squad? It's your girl Roxy,
And I'm Last Susie.
and together we are.
Straight Up Sisters, the podcast.
I'm the Bratty,
And I'm the boss.
and we love having those deep, intimate conversations where we often agree and disagree, but still love each other.
So if you love it served up with no chaser, then you're in the right place.
We are undoubtedly your favorite girls. You know who we are.
Straight Up Sisters, the podcast.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Straight Up Sisters, the podcast, your favorite podcast with your favorite sisters. And we're here, and we're actually here. You guys wouldn't know this, but I'm going to let you guys know this on a Saturday recording. Usually we record during the week, but we kind of wanted to do something different, and we wanted to accommodate our guests as well. And here we are, lights, camera, action on a Saturday, sis.
I actually like being here on a Saturday. We record in an office building, and it's a little bit noisy during the week. So I like being here on a Saturday because it's quiet.
Yeah.
I think last week we had a little boy literally running up and down the hallway, and I wanted to cut and go snatch him up, sit him down, but I couldn't.
Yeah, so listen, y'all, this rain in LA, I'm having a hard time adjusting.
I mean, it's different for us, but I'm loving it because everything's gonna look so pretty when it's done. Things are gonna bloom, and we need the water.
You know
Like,
what?
we were dry.
Listen, I woke up this morning. The wind was so strong last night. I woke up to one of my palm trees in the front of my house, totally knocked over. So I couldn't pull my car out of the garage.
She
So-
was new though, wasn't she?
no, I thought she had deep roots. And so I sent a picture to my gardener and I was like, can you please come fix my palm tree? And I'm just like, it's pouring outside. You know that man ain't coming.
He'll be there.
No, but I literally thought this palm tree had deeper roots.
Are they the new ones you just put down?
No, this one's like the original one that I planted when I first got my house. And so I couldn't pull my Jeep out. So I had to bring my other car. And I was just like, oh my God, this is wild. So California winds were really that windy last night. It
Or it
wasn't
could be
just,
just an oversaturation of the water.
I think the soil
the
was
soil, I
too
mean,
soft,
yeah.
right? Yeah.
Is
so,
that your rant?
no, that's not my rant. I
Okay.
just wanted to give you an update on what the winds were doing in California to my
Okay,
household.
weather girl Roxy. Thank you for that.
No, but we do have a guest, you guys, and we're super excited. And of course, our new thing now is when we have a guest, we let them rant or highlight first because it's only right?
Yes.
We let them, they're our guest of honor. So today we have somebody that we were introduced to by our other coach, Tim Story, and we have the one and only America's coach, Coach Micheal Burt. Hey!
Thank you.
Round of applause. We
Thank
promised you guys him because remember
Thank
we
you.
told you we went to Tennessee and we spent a few days with him in his lodge. So we promised you him here, and here he is.
I'm here.
Yeah, again, poof like magic.
Boom.
Poof, he appeared. We make things happen, but thank you. I know you've come from Tennessee. You probably thought you were gonna land here to some amazing
I did.
weather.
Did you bring your shorts and tank top?
I did, and I was thinking about my rant. And my rant is I only go to California X number of times per year. I was telling my wife it's like 82 degrees in Tennessee and freezing here. And I'm like, what in the world? Like, I love California. I love coming to California for the weather.
Yes.
And
It's
so
82 for real?
it was this week. Yeah, I think it's
Oh
raining
my
today, but it was,
gosh.
yeah. So I was expecting, Newport Beach, beautiful, excited,
gosh.
and so that's a rant for me
And you
because
got a hurricane.
and I got a hurricane.
I
Yes,
apologize on behalf of all California.
Yeah, on
It's
behalf
okay.
of all of us, I'm sorry.
it's okay.
What were you saying, Susie? That we pay too much money in taxes.
Oh yeah,
here
I
for
was
this.
telling a client last night. I was like, I pay a premium to live in California. I would like a refund this month because
Yes.
this is not it. This is not. We're not used to weather. We're used to the sun, some wind sometimes in Santa Ana's, but that's it. But we do need the rain. I am
Yeah, we
grateful for
do.
the rain.
I mean, it is really beautiful the next day when you wake up, when it's completely cleared out and the clouds are just nice and puffy. There's a word for those clouds.
Don't ask me.
I don't know.
I'm
There's
not-
like a
I'm not.
scientific term for those really puffy clouds where
Yeah.
you look up and you're like, that looks like a dinosaur. That looks like, you know what I'm saying? Those kind of clouds.
Yes.
Only the rain produces that.
Mm.
So we need the rain in order for things to grow. I get it, but I'm over it. I'm
But
over
keep
it.
it pushing.
Yes. Okay. What is your highlight? Or should I go? Highlight
My
or
highlight
rant?
this week, literally, I have found money every single day this week.
Ooh.
It started
for
on
you.
Monday. We found, or Mel found, because my husband loves to do laundry, and I mean, who am I to not
Allow him.
to do the things
Yes.
he loves? So he was like, babe, did you leave money in your pockets again? I'm a hairdresser, right?
Yes.
So I'm constantly I leave cash in my pockets. And I was like, yeah, I think I left a few bucks in my pocket. He's like, yeah, I think I found them. He dropped $160 on the counter, all 20s. And I was like, oh, wow, that was in my pockets? Yeah. Next day, he found 5 more. The next day, I found a check. And then I went to go get a yoni steam, coach. Which you probably have no idea what that is.
Do you know what a yoni steam
I do
is?
not.
It's a vaginal steam. It is a vaginal steam
I was
with
not going
herbs.
to elaborate on that.
Yeah.
But I went there and she was like, let me give you a discount. So she gave me like $10 off.
Okay.
I mean, every single day I have found money. So I was like, look at this. I'm just manifesting like being open and more abundant. And literally it's just like here. Even if it's an extra $5, people may scoff at it.
Yes.
But listen, $5
Sure.
earned is $5 saved, or however that saying goes.
Yes.
$5 is a boba. Lately, I've been in a boba mood.
$5 goes into my jar.
Yeah. I like that. Well, listen, I have 2 highlights. As you can see, back to this red. This is actually
welcome.
Shout outs to my hairstylist, Susie, who's sitting right next to me. This was inspired by Eva Mendes, you guys. I hit up Susie and I said, sis, I want to go back to my red copper. Have I ever had this color?
No. What do you mean go back?
I feel like I've
You've
had
never
all
had
shades of red before. I've had them all.
You had copper, more orange.
Yeah, but you guys check this out. I need a close up on this hair. I mean, I was really close to dyeing my eyebrows too. Just kidding. Susie would not let me do that. But
First of all, you don't even have eyebrow hair.
Yes, I do. And look, can you fix your cup, Susie? It keeps falling. So yeah, guys, I'm back to this red copper. Not back, but this is just the new color. I'm feeling it. I feel just like at my best when I'm at a red in my hair. I am forever the redheaded firecracker, and I'm just like owning it again. So that's one. Another, I got to give a shout out to this new chiropractor that I found.
Oh, yeah.
Dr. Shapiro. He is, and he don't even know I'm going to shout him out, but this man.
This is not a paid ad.
No, it's not. Doc, don't even ask me where he's located. I will DM me and I might give you this information. But this chiropractor that I found, he adjusts women that are pregnant, because I don't know if you saw Coach Burt. I announced that I was pregnant.
I did see.
A week of
yes.
This, I don't know when this is airing, but I announced it, right?
Okay.
Cat's out the bag. He specifically works with women who are pregnant. He specifically works with newborns, and he specifically works with animals. So he goes, I've had like 28 cats or dogs walk in here paralyzed, and they leave walking. Like that's
amazing. Wow. We were talking about that.
And he adjusts newborns like straight out of the hospital if it's needed.
I knew that was a thing because one of my colleagues at work, one of my coworkers, she is a new mom, and her little boy has issues with his digestive tract.
Yeah.
So she has had to take him to the chiropractor to get adjustments. And there's a specific adjustment that they make that immediately makes him use the restroom.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I was just like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. I was like, you're not afraid? He goes, no, but his office is always packed because there's not a lot of chiropractors in LA that do what he does. I guess it's like a special certification. And he's just, his energy is it. You know, like when you meet someone and you're just like, he was like, yeah, you know, I have this unlimited.
Isn't he Latino as well?
Yeah, he's Mexican. He's Mexican, American Mexican or Mexican American. I don't know if he was born here, but
nonetheless, it's Mexican American.
Yeah,
American.
Yes, he is. His energy, his office staff, like he's just a vibe. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, you know, I like to offer expectant mothers like this package, this unlimited package. I was like, sold. Just by his energy, because he talks to you like if
he was like, wow, that was easy.
No, because Coach, remember we talked about that when we went, like, people will pay you for your energy.
Yes.
And I literally was like, you make me feel so comfortable.
Coach is like, girl, who you telling?
Yeah. I was like, you make me feel so comfortable. Every time you adjust me, I know exactly what you're doing, what you're cracking. And he was like, and I just want to let you know, like, I love Portos. I love Portos.
He said that to you?
Yeah, and we were talking about food, and we were talking about the body, and he was telling me about his ex-wife and all these, and it was just like I felt like I knew this man forever.
That's a cue. You will show up with Portos next time, right?
I said, Doc, don't worry. I'm gonna pull up with some Portos with your favorite potato balls with meat inside. He was like, you wouldn't do that. I was like, yes, I would.
We had a client literally just do that the other day. She showed up with boxes of Portos. I was like, why did you bring so much food? Most of us here either don't eat meat or don't eat cheese of any sort, and everything had one of those ingredients. It was so much, so we just gave it away to our other clients.
By the way, Coach, Porto, since you're not from California, Porto's is a really, yeah, it's a really famous Cuban bakery.
Okay.
And I mean, this woman that opened Porto's, every Porto's you go to, there is a line wrapped around the
Okay.
bakery. It is that good, and it's just everybody craves Porto's, you know.
It's
so if you have a
delicious.
chance while you're out here hanging out,
Yeah.
go get yourself a potato ball. I promise you won't regret it. But yeah, you guys, I found a chiropractor that's adjusting me while I'm going through this pregnancy
Are you
journey.
doing pregnancy massages as well?
I'm getting, yeah, so I get a prenatal massage before, it loosens me up, and then I do the
Wow.
he actually tells me to do it like that. He goes, when I get my hands on you, you're very loose by the time I do that. So
Goosey goosey. That's what got me in this mess.
Cabrona. Anyways, you guys, so just shout out. I think a lot of times people think that a chiropractor is a luxury, but in reality, it just like when your body is in flow, and I know this as a yoga teacher, when your body is in flow, a lot of other things are in flow, like your mindset, your thoughts are clear. You're not like, oh, this hurts. It's just, you're just flowing better, you know? So to everybody that thinks that a chiropractor or massages is strictly luxury, it's actually a necessity. And I highly encourage that you guys start to look at it in that way versus like, oh, I can't afford it, or it's a luxury, or no, it's not. It's your body. Like, this is all we have. So
There's a few things that people consider luxuries that actually are necessities for your mental health and for your physical well-being. But we're, depending on how you're raised, right? We're conditioned to think that, oh no, that is only for a certain class of people. But why?
Yeah,
because
mean,
if you go and you get massages, then you're considered bougie. I know
I'm bougie.
specifically in the Latino culture, we're guilted a lot.
yeah.
We're guilted a lot as women when we say, oh, I want to spend money on myself. Oh, why would you do that? Many times I personally have been called selfish because I have taken the time to prioritize myself as a mom, because my headspace needed to be correct in order for me to keep them as active as they were and to keep my business running. I had to take time for myself.
Yeah.
Be it sabbatical where I go away by myself or with my girlfriends, be it massages on my hair and my nails and my facials. That's always been important, because if I look good, if I like what I see in the mirror, I show up and I act that way. So I'm able to be the room mom and the team mom and the sports manager and the good wife. You know what I'm saying? So, but many times we feel like those things are luxuries. I can't afford that. That's not for me. I'd rather, treat my children to that. And I think well, that's one of the premises of our show, is to always improve that thought process.
Yeah.
And the way that we were raised, and to just break that glass ceiling to say, maybe our moms did it that way and our grandmothers did it that way. But those are not luxuries. Those are actually necessities.
Yeah. I mean, I just go back to, we only have one body and there is no second chances. Health is wealth. You know what I'm saying? And when you're sick, you go back to those moments where you're sick.
Yeah,
you can't do anything. You can't get up. You can't function. You can't do your daily routines. It's terrible. So I'm looking at this as like, he just said, this will help you have easier labor. And I was sold. I was like, easier labor? You're going to help me open up these hips? Yep. Yes, sir. So yeah, unlimited package, I'm there.
And another thing that I think people find to be a luxury and they don't even consider it oftentimes is a coach.
Yeah.
And I know you have a specific view on that. You have said, I've heard you say many times, everybody needs a coach.
I think our human nature is to contract to places of comfort. And a coach creates a tension. A coach brings a structure. A coach brings a philosophy or methodology to help you get to another level. And I don't think you can see the picture when you're inside the frame.
Yeah.
You can't see your problems. You can't see. I was just having this discussion last night with Tim Story at dinner. And the reason people need coaches is because they can't see. Like Tim and I coach each other. There's things I can't see that he can see. There's things he can't see that I can see.
I love that you said that. I think a lot of people think that, oh, I'm good. I don't need a coach.
Yeah.
Like, I've been through enough. I've read enough books. I've been to the seminars and the talks. Like, I'm good. But you are America's coach.
Yeah.
Like, everybody comes to you to level up. And even so, you still seek mentorship from the people that you are around.
Yeah, no matter what level you're at, there's always another level, and it's all relative,
Yeah.
right? And I believe that we're very gifted in certain areas, but then we need people to help us elevate. And we have dreams and goals and ambitions, and if we could get there on our own, then we'd already be there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so I hear people saying I'm good, and I'm saying, well, was what you're doing working? Well, no, it's not working, but right, because I was talking to a person this week, and she's like, well, I have a coach at my company, but it's free, and I said, well, is it working? And she said no.
But it's free, coach.
And I said, when you pay, I have a philosophy: when you pay attention.
Yeah.
And if it's not working, why does it? It's not doing what it's supposed to do.
Right.
So the greatest athletes have coaches. The greatest business people have coaches. I mean, we think we should send our kids to get coaching because they have potential. Well, potential is just kinetic energy that's stored until activated. So you have potential all the way up until you die, right? You could always be doing something or creating something. So that's the argument I make for a coach, but I've been a coach my whole life, so I've seen the power of coaches in people's lives.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It really, but I think one of the things that brings resistance is a coach does bring to your attention your shortcomings or your excuses or your lack of commitment.
Yep.
And a lot of times we don't want to know that about ourselves. Like nobody likes to hear about themselves because it can sting a little bit, especially if you operate from ego a lot. But it's so necessary because, and we hold each other accountable a lot. We've known each other our whole lives, right? So we can tell immediately, like, you're being a fronter, or you're not trying your hardest, you're not showing up authentically like you should, or you're making excuses. And as sisters, we know we're doing it not from a place of nitpicking. It's because we love each other and we want to see each other win. And even then, it's like sometimes it's met with resistance because nobody wants to hear about themselves. But it's so important because you cannot elevate, level up anything, your life, your finances, your emotional intelligence, your relationships, your business partnerships, if you don't uncover these things about yourself.
Yeah, and there's layers. There's what's called ceilings of complexity, which are levels you can't work through. It's like you just can't figure it out, right? You have a desire to go to another level in your life, but for some reason you just can't figure it out. You know, yesterday we brought in an acting coach, and she was coaching the people who were doing the speaking. But as I was sitting there, I was thinking, man, she's good. She's really helping me because I've never had an acting coach, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
And we got finished, and she was like, you know, I was listening to Coach Burt, and he's really helping me think about monetization of my acting coaching. So it's like we were coaching each other, and she was bringing new revelation to me, like enlightenment, right? Which is to shine light on darkness.
Yep.
So she was sitting there hitting points. And I was like, man, I could get better at that. And man, I could get better at that. And she was sitting there taking notes on me going, man, I could get better at that.
I love that.
Because we each have our special skill set, right? And there's things she's really good at and things I'm good at and things Tim's good at and things you guys are good at. But to get to that next level, you need richness and breadth and depth, and you need another level of skill set.
Yeah, and you know what? I feel like some people, like me, for example, I speak about myself. I've always, and Susie can attest to this, 100%.
Did you guys hear my tummy? I'm so sorry.
No, I didn't hear it.
Okay. It didn't
but
come through.
my sister can attest to this. Like, I've always subconsciously, and I don't know if this comes from my upbringing or how, maybe because I'm the baby of my family, but I've always sought mentorship.
Yep.
From like straight out of high school.
You've always had this insatiable curiosity about everything.
Yeah, like even in high school or middle school, like I would sit, the bell would ring and it was time to go to lunch, and most kids are like, I'm out, and I was the kid that would stay in the classroom with my teacher asking questions like, what did you mean by that? Or why did you ask us that question of the day? Like, I just always, I don't know. I searched for mentorship, and I always loved to just sit and listen. And I've always in my life, I've had mentors, whether it's life mentors, financial mentors, career mentors, men, women. I've never discriminated. It's whatever I need at that moment. I feel like it appears for me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm just going to ask them if they could be my mentor. Right. I mean, and it's like mentorship and coaching is kind of one and the same. Wouldn't you say? Kind of, sort of?
In some ways.
In some ways. But I've always, especially like meeting you and meeting Tim, it's like I've always searched and seeked for people that know more than me.
Yep.
so I could be like, oh, I could quote you guys.
Yes.
You know?
Yep.
But listen, we're gonna get more into this conversation with Coach Micheal Burt. He just released a new book, Flip the Switch, which you know, when you think about it, it's like, I know a lot of you guys probably watching this want to flip the switch in your life. You're probably comfortable. You're probably like, I'm over it. I'm stuck. I don't know how to flip the switch. Yeah, I know how to flip it. Yeah, you turn on the lights, but is it really that easy? Is it really that easy? Is it possible? It is. It's very possible.
Yep.
And we have Coach Burt here to talk about it. And yeah, you're going to hear all about that coming up next on Patreon.